Hi friends, this is Wendy with Love and Stampin'. I'm excited you're here with me today. I have 8 stamp sets today that I want to show you, and we're going to make one card, but I'm going to show you a bunch of other cards. These stamp sets are perfect for Father's Day or masculine birthday cards. So I've got the Gone Fishing beside me, He's All That, Wild and Sweet, Waves of Inspiration, On the Ocean, and then Legendary Ride and Brood for You. Now, I'm not saying that these are all the masculine stamp sets that there are in the catalog. All I'm saying is that these were the ones I have that I think are brilliant. So all of these could be used, but the one I'm most excited to use is the Gone Fishing. I haven't used it yet, and I have been just dying to use it. So, we're starting out with a card base that's cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and folded in half to make an A2 size card. And then I'm taking this die that comes in the Gone Fishing bundle, and I'm going to line it up on the left side where the fold is, but not putting the blade on the fold. So I'm only going to cut 3 sides of this folded cardstock. What this is going to do is it's going to give us rounded edges on every single edge of this card base, which will be super fun for the purpose of making the card. So my husband is a fisherman, and so I thought I would make him a couple of Father's Day cards, or maybe one for his dad, one for him. I don't know who these will end up going to, but I just know I have a lot of fishermen in my life. We'll get into that in story time about fishing. Okay, somebody remind me. So anyway, here I am just removing all of this excess, and we've got our little rounded corners with our card. And then I've die cut 3 of the, we'll say, tackle box frames, I guess we could say. That's what they are. And I'm going to use some of my Sweet Petunia grid paper to do my inking on. I'm going to use Mossy Meadow ink, and I'm just going to go around on one of these frames and ink up all the way around. This is just going to make this a little bit darker than the rest of it, so it kind of will stand out and pop. So this will be the one that goes on the top of my other 2. So I'm going to stack these together to kind of give this card some dimension on the top. And then this one will go on the top to just kind of finish everything off. And like I said, be a little bit darker so that we can just have some more dimension and texture. So one really fun thing that you can do with this is stacking up those dies. And when you do that, it just gives you that much more interest on your card. So I'm just going to take my Tombow mono glue here and glue the first one to the second one to the first one. And then I'll glue these all 3 together and then glue them down to the card base. This cardstock is Mossy Meadow, and then I've just used Mossy Meadow ink from Stampin' Up, and this is all in an effort to kind of just have that really masculine vibe. I feel like Mossy Meadow, this dark, what I would call like forest green or hunter green, something like that. Actually, not hunter green. Hunter green is a little, anyway, we won't get into it. But it's just a really nice mossy green, thus Mossy Meadow. And I do want to just apologize really quick for my lighting going in and out and being weird. It's because California is on some sort of medication and cannot make up its mind about what season we're in. So the day I'm recording this video, the weather is cloudy and gross, and the sun kind of will pop out through the clouds a little bit, and then it'll pop back behind the clouds. And I film with predominantly natural lighting. So when I've got cloudy days, I've got darker videos. It's just how it is. All right, so I've finished stacking these together, and then I'm going to add them to my card base. And you just kind of have to decide, how you want everything laid out. I don't think it ultimately matters which direction you put this little piece. You will see in a future card that I show you, that I did it the opposite of the way I'm doing it here. So I made a second card using this stamp set that was a or die / stamp bundle that is a shaker card. But I videoed that and made that for the members of my creative vault. So you won't see how to make that card here. That card is special for my vault and gives us an opportunity to have more story time. So if you enjoy story time and you enjoy me making cards, I highly recommend purchasing a subscription to the vault. It's $14.95 a month. There's 3 card making classes released in there every month. In addition to that, I do exclusive videos for the vault. There is a link below this video if you're interested in signing up for that. So here I am. Okay, so when you die cut the little frame, you have all these insert pieces that come out. And so what I decided to do was add my sentiment to one of these little insert pieces and then add it to the inside of the tackle box. So I'm stamping in Versamark ink, and the powder tool you just saw me use is actually from Rabbit Hole Designs. And I think I've shared, yes, I shared in a previous video, I am a design team member of Rabbit Hole Designs. And so they sent me a few products to use, and that is one of them. And I really, really love it. So if you're interested in that, send me a message and I will send you a link. I am not an affiliate with Rabbit Hole Designs. I do not earn money off of any product that you purchase from them, but it is nice for them to know that you sent me, or that I sent you to them. So yeah, that's that. And no, I'm not leaving Stampin' Up. People ask me that every single time I share something. So no, I'm not leaving Stampin' Up. Okay. And yes, it's allowed. It's allowed. Okay. So, anyway, this set is adorable. So I love this sentiment. So glad that you're my dad. It's one of my favorite sentiments, I think, ever. And this is the one that I think would be really fun for my daughter to give to my husband for Father's Day. Although I've already made other cards for him, so I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so I just think it's a fun sentiment and really cute. So I'm going to add this sentiment into the tackle box. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of this card with all of the amazing pieces and parts for this set. This bundle is from Stampin' Up. It is in the annual Stampin' Up catalog. It is brilliant. I highly recommend having it. If you have anybody in your life that fishes, get this set. You can always pair it with different stamp sets, like just a plain old happy birthday sentiment or whatever, but it is really cool. And I have seen some amazing stuff online with it. Okay, the other thing I want to talk about is, the title of this video is 8 masculine card ideas, or 8 stamp set ideas. And so I shared with you the 8 at the beginning, and I went back through my archives and I found numerous cards that I had made using the different stamp sets I showed you in the beginning. And for the ones that I hadn't made a stamp set for, like Legendary Ride, that stamp set with the motorcycles, I just got recently, so I haven't even had a chance to make a card with it. What I did is I bugged some of my team members and I grabbed a few of their card ideas as well. And so if you go to my blog, there's a link below the video. If you go to my blog, loveandstampin.com, I have shared all those cards that use those stamp sets, and I'm going to share them at the end of this video as well. So you're going to want to stick around till the end because I'm going to share all of those with you, and there's some really good ones. So if you're stuck for masculine ideas, here's the thing. You don't have to here I was gonna cut this out of the video, and then I decided to leave it in because I thought, you know what, you guys need to see this. So I totally used the wrong layering set, and I stamp it and I keep looking at it and thinking, this just doesn't look right. This just doesn't look right. So I just move on, and then I end up, see my hand sitting there. I'm like, something something ain't right, Wendy. Something ain't right about this. Then I realize, oh, it goes with this other little feller. So we fix it later, but we end up not using the ones that I messed up, and then we use this guy. So yeah, I thought about editing that out, and then I was like, no, I want you guys to see when I do stuff like that, because sometimes I think it's easy to watch people on YouTube and think that they never make mistakes. It's all lies. We make mistakes. Trust me. I can't even tell you how many times I have made a card on video and never shown it to you because it was hideous when it got finished. I mean, it doesn't happen every week, but it happens. And so anyway, if there's anyone out there trying to push to you that they are perfect when they card make, they're liars. Liar, liar, pants on fire. So nobody's perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. So anyways, moving on. What was I telling you about? Oh, I hate it when I do that. Like, I got sidetracked. I know we're going to talk about fishing later in our video here. There was something else. I can't remember. Maybe it'll come back to me. Anyway, so yes, I'm going to link over on my blog to all of those masculine cards that I've made in the past. And you can just swap out sentiments. Super simple. With sympathy. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Happy Father's Day. Happy whatever the heck day it is. I don't know. So you don't have to... I think one of the things people kind of get hung up on, I actually had somebody tell me once, like, I really hate it when people make Father's Day and Mother's Day cards because my parents are both gone. And it's hard for me on those days. And while I totally sympathized with what she was saying, I shouldn't say sympathize, empathize, I, at the same time, thought, well, it's kind of a narrow view. And here's what I mean by that. There are lots of people in my life that I could give a Father's Day card to that are not my father. Okay? You want more on that info, more story time on that, you're going to have to be in the vault, sister, because that's vault talk right there. We'll get into that in the vault. So, but yeah, I mean, the deal is that there are a handful of people that I could give a Father's Day card to that aren't my biological father. So one of those people would be my father-in-law. The other one would be my grandpa, who's now passed on. But I used to give him a Father's Day card every single year. So just because somebody is not your father doesn't mean they are not a father. So you might not be able to use the sentiment, so glad that you're my dad, but you could use Happy Father's Day, and you could still give your son a Father's Day card, your brother a Father's Day card, your uncle a Father's Day card. You could give a school teacher a Father's Day card. Like, it literally, the person does not have to be your father to give them a Father's Day card. So does that make the pain less if your father either A, isn't around, or B, has passed on, or any of those things? No, it doesn't make the pain less. I'm just saying that I can remember definitely having more than one person. It used to be when I would do card making classes, honestly. I would do card making classes, and I had two ladies in particular, and they were mature in their years, okay? So I'm thinking, well, yes, of course your father is no longer with us. Like, if he was, he would be a medical marvel, first of all. But that doesn't mean you don't have other people in your life that you could bless with a card on that day, or fine, just do a happy birthday card. Like, just replace the sentiment. That's all I'm saying. So I encourage you that if you have those feelings around Mother's Day and Father's Day, which I am not saying they're wrong feelings to have. I still struggle with grief over losing my grandfather. Okay, so I am not telling anybody how they should grieve, because that is a very personal thing. But what I am saying is there is still joy to be found. There is still joy to be had. And so if you miss your dad on Father's Day because he's gone on to be with Jesus, one of the things you could do is make a card and go put it where he has been laid to rest. So when my grandmother passed away, I made a card with a hummingbird on it because she loved hummingbirds. And I took a hummingbird card and laid it on her headstone. I put it in plastic, and I had written a message to her and left it there because I needed to do that for her and for me. So all I'm saying is there's opportunity to don't like shortchange yourself and getting to enjoy the process of making certain cards for certain days simply because of something that's hard. Sometimes, in fact, I think it's healthy to push ourselves to do things that are hard because we find some sort of healing in that. Okay, so now let's move on to fishing. As you can see, I'm using this little crystal picker-upper tool. I don't even know what this tool is called. Honestly, I didn't even know I had it until I did some reorganization and cleaning, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this tool, and I grabbed it out. If I can find it on Amazon, I'll link to it below the video. I'm not 100% sure where I got it. And so on these little weights that you see me, what I'm doing is I'm just adding a little shadow to them. Nothing big, nothing crazy. And so let's talk about fishing. So I don't know what it is about me that attracts men that fish. I don't know. There must be something, like I must put something out there in the world that says I'm okay with being with a fisherman. I don't know. So my dad did fish for years, my biological dad, and I grew up fishing with my grandpa. And then I had a serious boyfriend who I lived in sin with. We'll say that, in Sacramento, and he was an avid fisherman. He was the one, I think I've talked to you guys about him before, possibly, but he was not a nice person. Anyways, he was like a crazy avid fisherman, and he even did like the ocean fishing trips and all of that kind of stuff. And I would go with him. I mean, I didn't shy away from it myself. So, he was super into fishing. And then him and I split up for a while, and then I started dating my husband, and he's an avid fisherman. And I'm like, what is it about me with the fishing? I don't understand. I don't dislike fishing. I think it's cool. I am totally fine being around it. I enjoy it. It's just weird. It's just weird that I have happened to have very serious long-term relationships with people who really love to fish. So here is the finished card. This card is so stinking cute, you guys. I absolutely love it. And then I'm going to show you a bunch of other masculine cards. Oh, really quick before I do that, I'm going to add some festive pearls. By the way, these festive pearls are fabulous. And if you need any of these, grab them in my online store. In fact, if you need any of this stuff, I would super appreciate it if you purchase it in my online store. Oh, I guess you're not going to get to see me add them. Here is another Father's Day card I made just recently, and these are all cards I'm going to link to over on my blog. So if you want to know how to make these and you just want a one-stop shop link place to go grab them, you can just go to my blog today, loveandstampin.com, and I'll link to all of these. But here's another one. That paper is no longer available, but the stamp set is still available, and it's fabulous. And then there's this one. Again, the paper is not available, but the stamp set is still available and really awesome. And then this card that's coming up is using that same stamp set. And then, of course, I had to show you a card using the cute pirate ship stamp set. And I also wanted to show you using that Wild and Sweet stamp set, but I couldn't find the original picture, so I found it on Instagram. So here it is. Super, super cute. And then last, I'm going to show you the second card I made using the Gone Fishing bundle. But to see how I made it and what I did, you have to be in the vault, my friends. So we'll pick up where we left off with story time in the vault, and we'll talk more about the things that happen in the vault, stay in the vault. You know what I mean, sister? So if you want to shop with me, shoploveandstampin.com, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.